Then they're driving to go out of town and she just like passes out. And like her husband freaks out. We got to get back to the hospital. Something has happened. And does it pulls a U-turn and then she's back up again. And turns out he drove outside of the service area. Like they lost service.
She's
And so
roaming.
stop. It's not funny. It's the fact that you're laughing at this and it's terrifying lets me know that you are a psychopath. Welcome back to No But Seriously. We've missed you so much.
So much.
How are you doing?
I'm doing the best I can today.
I wasn't
How are
talking
you?
to you. I was talking to all of our listeners out there. I'm just kidding.
Comment below how you are.
But yeah, do comment below how you are.
Leave an
I want to know
emoji.
how everyone is.
Oh my god.
How are you?
Collectively, how are we? I'm getting by. I think that's kind of just. I've had a few days where I've thrived. I've started to hone in on a formula that makes my day like, and I missed it by a mile today. Really missed the mark.
What happened?
Well, it started at like 3 a.m. when my daughter was like, nah, sleep's stupid. She couldn't get comfy, and I was just like trying to help her. I was like, help me help you. And I ended up driving from like 5 to 7 a.m.
Oh my goodness.
So I
To go back to sleep?
just to get her to sleep, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I went back to sleep for a sweet little power nap and woke up right before the crack of 10. I was like, oh,
Oh my gosh.
the day's gone. What do we do?
Yikes. What a long day it's been already.
Yeah, but I, you know what? This is where my heart has been. I've been excited. I'm excited to chat with you. So much has happened this week in the world and in the Bravoverse. So
Yeah.
I'm really excited to hear some of your thoughts on things and update you on a few things that I know you don't happen to watch.
Ooh, update me. What's first on the Bravo docket today?
So the Valley is back. The Valley
You know,
is
I'm not
back.
watching the Valley.
I know. That's why
think
I gotta tell you.
I'm gonna try, but there's just a lot on the list.
I know. It's a long list. Here's where I'm at. I got sucked into season 1. I didn't want to like it. I really didn't. But now we're watching the continuation and the deterioration of a couple of relationships, friendships, whatever. Sometimes I think this is just so ridiculous. Other times, like Janet trying to be friends with Kristen Doty again. I don't know what it is because on screen she is such a disaster and she's always like outing people and telling their secrets and their drama and their bullshit, and her and Stassi were this very messy thing. But people go hard for Kristen. Like, she is this tried and true friend. Like, she has to be like a ride or die for people because they're just like, I want to find a way back to that. I want to be friends again. I'm like, why? She must be a good person deep down somehow. I don't know. Yeah, so there's that. She's pregnant.
I
Someone
don't know
else on
that
the
I've
show's
seen
pregnant.
that side of Kristen, but I believe you.
But I think
Did she show it to us before she got kicked off that show?
not well. I think there was some loyalty there at times, but she was also she was not Lisa's favorite. She was never Lisa's favorite, and she didn't bow down, and so she was outed pretty quick. Like, she was ousted pretty quickly, and VPR, like, I mean, Lisa's the executive producer. Like, she's not going to keep someone around that she loathes like that. Even Stassi was willing to grovel and come back.
Yeah.
So I can't say, like, oh, Kristen got a bad edit. I think Kristen wasn't willing to play the game for a long time. And we just didn't see, like, an off-screen Kristen that other people are endeared to. So there's that. No, but I've heard, like, she's an incredible friend. She would give you the shirt off her back. Like, she really is a person that would be there for you whenever. So, yeah, sometimes I'm like, wow, if they can do it, maybe I should reconnect with that one friend that I haven't spoken to. And we had a falling out. And then I'm like, nah, I'm not going to do that. But, yeah, it's just messy. It's interesting. But something that they don't really talk about in the promos is that there's apparently this altercation between Jax and Brittany where he, like, flips a table and he gets very agitated and aggressive. I don't want to say violent with her, but he was like, had violent outburst where he was throwing things.
Yeah.
And it escalated to the point where she's like, okay, now I'm filing for divorce. Like, we've been separated, and I think it's so interesting that his like the bar for him was that she was talking to this other guy.
Is that what that's what made him mad?
Yeah, he considered this guy a friend, but like, you were
Jax Taylor
constantly
of all people. Yeah, like wow.
king cheater, and he was like, you better never do what I did to you, while they were separated, by
No,
the
oh
way.
no, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I
He
don't like
didn't say
anything.
those
I didn't like
words,
anything about that. But
but
like
it's just,
that
yeah,
stay away from those kinds of people.
yeah. So they're trying to like, they're trying to do that. Then they wove Tom Schwartz into part of this, where he like goes and like confides in Tom, and Tom's like, I've never seen you like that. Fast forward, little preview, but Tom Schwartz also makes an appearance on Summer House next week, and
I'm
I'm
not
like,
looking forward to that.
stop trying to make Tom Schwartz happen.
Yeah.
Speaking of Toms, I was served a nice little geographical, like a geospatial ad, because Tom Schwartz and the Most Extras are coming to a venue near me.
Wait, Tom Sandoval in the Most Extras?
Yeah. Tom Sandoval. What am I doing?
Can you imagine if Tom Schwartz was in a band as well?
What would he do? Yes. So Tom
Play the tambourine.
Sandoval, better than the trombone. Tom Sandoval and the Most Extras are coming to
Are you gonna go?
Warner Vineyards. Have you heard of it?
No.
Me either. It's in Paw Paw, Michigan. Paw Paw. It's in a place called Paw Paw, Michigan.
How do you spell that? P-A-W? P-A-W? Or is it P-A-U? Would it be P-A-U?
No, P-A-W.
There's a place called Paw Paw, Michigan?
Paw Paw,
That
Michigan.
sounds so southern.
It really does. And you can get a VIP experience for $75.
Are you going to go?
I'm not. I'm not. I can't. Well,
Pawpaw is more funny sounding than Kalamazoo, which I didn't think that I would say anything like that ever in my life.
I mean, that's not nearly as bad as like Wawasee, Wakarusa, where else? Mishawaka. We have a lot of them. Don't even get me started on Minnesota. Minnesota has more.
But all the names that you said made me think that maybe they were based on native land.
They are.
Okay, so I'm just going to shut up then because apologies to Kalamazoo.
They are. Actually, so Pawpaw is just a little bit north of where the Pokagon band of the Potawatomi tribe has a lot of their sovereign headquarters. So, I don't know if it's called sovereign headquarters.
This is
well,
all
I'm
making
stupid
sense
too.
now. All
Yeah,
of this
yep,
makes more sense
yep.
now. The
Yeah.
more you know.
I just thought it was so I was like, why in the world? So he's originally from Ohio, isn't he? I think.
I don't know
He took
about this
Ra-
man.
he took
Oh, yeah,
Rachel
he did
back
take her
there.
there, so probably.
Yeah, so he's from the Midwest, but I was like, wow, he's not even coming to one of the casinos or like
Yeah, what goes on in Pawpaw? Why is he going there?
I don't know. It's a vineyard. I guess it's a very beautiful venue, but like I don't know. I don't know how he got on their press mailing to be like, "Hey, do you want to make a deal with me?"
There has to be a story here, and I don't want to know it, but this
know.
just seems so random.
Yeah. I thought it was too.
It's in the middle of nowhere. The closest city is,
Kalamazoo, I think.
I mean, but that doesn't even count. Like,
No,
Grand Rapids.
it's not that grand. It's quite small, actually. It's like 100,000 people.
This is so interesting.
I know.
I wonder where else he's going. Hold on. I'm going to edit this
Oh, because
out.
there is a whole tour. It does say, if you go to like the Most Extras page, I think.
So, like, is the whole tour filled with just random places?
It has to be.
Oh, yeah. They're Wyandotte, Michigan.
Wyandotte?
Oh, okay.
I think. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't looked at their calendar. But yeah, I mean, they're not going to play like the Coliseum and then.
But I mean,
Big
I
Bill's
imagine that he
Boot
was at least
Barn.
playing like the smallest music venue in Nashville, or like
Like the Exit Inn or something.
yes,
Yeah.
not even that. Like surely, like maybe, yeah, or like I don't know, like Sunday night at the comedy center that turns into an open mic
Yes.
night. But
Yeah.
like Paw Paw, Michigan seems wild.
It does. It's only because I was like passing on my way. Literally, I went to brunch in Kalamazoo this past weekend, and I think I like clocked an IP address, and all of a sudden they were
The
like, "Oh,
Midwest,
you're nearby."
the Midwest is so interesting to me.
It's weird, huh? It's kind of I guess we're in the Rust Belt, which is like so sexy. I heard someone I was
From the
saying this
Bible Belt to the
to
Rust
the
Belt.
Rust Belt. So I was at a and like some sort of like a business pitch where they would do like speed pitching for entrepreneurs and stuff. And because I live where a university is, they have a lot of different industry. They have people come through. There's a thing called Idea Week, and there's a couple of like cloud-based companies here. They called it the Silicon Prairie. And I was like, immediately no. Please don't say that again. The
Wow, that's
Silicon Prairie.
hilarious.
I was like,
That's funny.
why pay San Francisco prices when you could live in a cornfield?
When you can go live in Wine Dot.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's wild. Like, yeah, I could ride a trolley car and visit Alcatraz, but have you ever seen two Amish buggies racing on a weekend?
I think you.
Way cooler.
Wow. I would pay money to see that
Yeah.
over going to see Tom Sandoval and the Most Extras and Paw Paw. But you should go and report back. I would never do
I
it.
might
You should
take
do
one
it.
for the team.
No, I'm
I
just
might
kidding.
take one for the team.
Don't do it.
I think it's only like $5 to get in.
Oh yeah, let's see how much tickets are.
Don't want the VIP experience, but I mean, the winery itself must be great. All the Michigan vines up there.
Yeah, I was gonna say wine from the Midwest. The more you know. I'm learning a lot. There's a lot of different opportunities here.
Price points for can you just like bring a blanket and sit down?
So there's main floor general admission that doesn't look to have seats, which is interesting. But then you can, oh my gosh, you can buy tables.
Bottle service.
It must include that, or else guess how much a four top ticket is? A four top table is right next to general admission.
$100.
No,
How much?
higher.
No.
Yeah,
That's wild. 150?
274.
Absolutely. They're not going to sell out. I'll tell you that. Not in Paw Paw.
What's going on out there?
That's crazy to me. That is crazy.
Lower deck is 230. Then there's the river. And then you can buy tables across the river. Maybe
What?
it's scenic for 191. Four top tables.
Okay, this
That's
is
more than general
insane.
admission.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's wild. Like per person. No, thank you. I
that
don't
is
like it.
so interesting, Tom Sandoval.
No, it's icky. I don't like it.
Huh.
I don't like
Good for
it.
him, I guess.
Yeah, well, I guess prices are going up for everything. So even things we don't want.
Uh,
It's one thing we can't buy factory direct, unfortunately.
I'm sure if you paid enough, he would make a special delivery visit for you.
Yuck. Worm with a mustache.
So, do you think he has a song with that? If he hasn't named a song that yet, he's not playing the
Yeah.
game right.
No, he's capitalizing on everything. He's not going to miss a buck.
So, also in the Bravo universe, we have another week of Summer House.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
I'm still seeing this shift to make Lexi look a little crazy. And it seemed more strategic this week, right? Like even in his drunken stupor, Big Teeth, what's his name? One Ball.
Big teeth.
What the fuck is his name? Who's she dating? Sorry, what's his name? Oh my God. Don't even edit that out. I don't care.
Big teeth? One ball is insanity.
What is his name? It's not West.
It's Jesse Solomon.
What would Jesse Solomon do? Of course it is. Okay. So getting out of the Uber, he's like, "You were just all over West and blah blah blah." And then in the bed, he's like, "I don't know, I feel like he twisted it a bit." And then he said, "I love you."
That was wild. I didn't like
Mm-hmm.
that at all. He is really love bombing her in a way that is not great. And now knowing that we know that he was telling her he loved her less than 2 weeks in,
Yeah,
he is definitely playing both sides, playing her for sure, and telling her
absolutely.
something that he is not telling anyone else.
Yeah, he's an idiot. And then I thought it was bold of her to like go lay on the couch next to West in his hungover state, even after like improperly being accused of maybe flirting with him. But also, it sounded like his issue was with West's actions, like massaging her and being too forward. But at the same time, he was giving her shit for it. And
Yeah.
he's like, Sierra, don't touch me. I'm the one that gets yelled at. And it's like, what
Yeah,
are you
he's
talking about?
the more I learn about this, the more I do not like it, and the more I
Hmm.
think, Lexi, you gotta run, girl. I
Yeah,
still do think that they are both ignoring each other's red flags and
they
they are
are.
both not compatible for
Yeah,
each other.
yeah,
But at least Lexi has seemingly good and pure intentions, and she's just
yeah. She's just kind of
young and
going
like
for it. Yeah.
blinded by love. He's like being manipulative.
No, he absolutely, it seems very intentional at this point that he is like saying things to her that he won't say in front of people, doing things on camera that make it look like there's a mutual mistrust or whatever. And it's like, I don't buy it.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting that Sierra was the one to be like, hey, could you chill on bringing strangers into the house every single week? And Carl was like, I mean, maybe tone it down. Yeah. Like, but he seemed receptive.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, okay.
Wait, that transition from Jesse to Solomon to Emerald was like it went over my head.
Oh yeah, me
I'm,
too. Sorry. You can't make that leap with me.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. I just meant yeah, so of all the things that happened on that episode, I was starting to feel so badly for Paige because I can relate to when your anxiety just
Yeah.
manifests and you're
Yes.
just kind of like you want to crawl out of your own skin. You can't get comfortable
Yeah.
and there's just all these like other social interactions happening around you and you're like
Yeah.
and it's sad because you see that inevitable fall of the relationship and her still wanting to guard his feelings. So,
Yeah, I feel for Paige. I understand that anxiety too. I wish she could have just gone home. That I feel like would have been the only thing that I could have done if I was in a similar situation. That's
yeah.
like I couldn't have just like I would have I don't know. Like I feel it. I would have been annoyed with Emerald as well. I think that you should do what you want. I have not cared about how many people he's sleeping with. I've not cared about how many people he's bringing to the house. A lot of people online are like, well, it's their space. And what do you want strangers all in your space? Like, me personally, it's a shared house, whatever. I,
And you have crew like
yeah, exactly. I do not want to hear you having sex. I don't want that. I
no.
would be annoyed with that as well.
Yeah, and him just being like, "Yeah, be loud, baby. Do what you want." And I was like, "Have some respect." But also, what was Paige's comment? Do you bring this many women back to your house? Of course he does. Of course he does.
Yeah.
That's not the problem.
Though
Do it
last
in
week
your
he
own
had two of
house.
them. 2 weeks ago it was two of them.
Exactly. Like, what do you mean? And the way the guys are sounding, it's not like they're salty, but it is a little bit where they're like, yeah, that's just what you see. Like, there's still other things happening too. But I could have just been interpreting that.
I think I do feel like he was receptive to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he heard
Mm-hmm.
it. That's certainly a trait that a lot of men on this show do not have.
No kidding.
And I guess
No
we'll see.
reflection.
I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see. I felt like Lindsay was a bit like subdued this episode for it being her birthday. Like, we usually see her want the moon and stars for her birthday. Um, I almost wonder, like, I don't wonder. I think production makes her recreate these conversations with Turner. Like, I don't even know that he's up at midnight for her to call and be like, hey, babe, we just got home. We never hear his end of the conversation. She might not be talking to him. She probably
Yeah.
texted him, was like, hey, we're still filming, but I've got to. And so she just, like, because we already know that they recreate conversations that have happened off camera.
Yeah.
Ooh, so that we can have the context for continuity and so people understand. And, like, I think it's the same thing with the whole Carl situation, that she wasn't telling him for the purpose of, like, here's what you need to know because of our relationship. I think she was just, like, covering it because it was part of her storyline of, like, vindication and, like, I'm right. I don't care if
When
it's
she
10 years
called
from
him
now.
about Carl
Yeah.
and the DM with
Mm-hmm.
Lil.
Yeah.
Got it.
I just think that that's part of what they're having her do in order to, like, complete her storyline. It doesn't feel like there's actually this. I mean, it's always a one-sided conversation, and if he is
Yeah.
responding or asking her questions, we're not getting that clip, you know?
No, yeah, he probably wants something to do with the show and hasn't released any
No.
agreements, which
Yeah,
is fine.
yeah, and she's just like, "Okay, good night." Good night. And I think drunk Lindsay would have been 8 times more angry to get up at 5 a.m. to open the door than pregnant sleeping Lindsay,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is
Oh, for sure.
crazy.
Yeah. I never would have
Absolutely
guessed it.
crazy.
Pregnant Lindsay's great.
Everyone said it again and again.
I know. Wow. Wait, okay, speaking of people giving release to be on the show,
Hmm.
I want to back up a little bit, but to Emerald again.
Okay.
Because not that I love this man, even though I might be an Emerald fan, but maybe not
Seems like
anymore.
it.
I don't want to hear him having sex. But
I don't.
I have two questions. One, why do we never see any of the women who he brings back? Is it because I don't think he's hiding them, but there's never they have never been on camera. Is it because they are choosing to not sign a release, or is it because production has chosen to edit them out? And why is that happening? Because it's never happened before. And I'm just
No,
mainly
it didn't
curious,
happen
like,
before.
I think either or is good and like fine, but
Yeah.
like why did we change from one to the other? Because like it
Hmm.
just seems weird without any explanation.
Yeah. It didn't used to be like that. I don't know. I don't know. And I would say, like, oh, maybe it's because they were too intoxicated to consent. And so, like, production wouldn't. No,
Oh,
that's happened before because Jesse's girl, the one girl he brought back.
yeah.
Um,
But maybe they're like they've learned better, so they're doing better. But then also like we would love to know. Tell us,
yeah,
so that
just
we can
tell
all,
us. Be transparent. Give us the rundown. And yeah, maybe they just. I don't know. We almost saw this one because she couldn't find her shoes, but luckily she
Yeah.
was guarded by the walls. So
So speaking of that though, and speaking of what we heard
yeah.
on this last episode, I want to back all the way up 2 or 3
Okay.
weeks to Toegate. Because I wanted to talk about
Yes.
this then, but I forgot, and there were so many other things that happened in that episode. But I want to discuss this 37 minutes of Jesse being in this room. And I want to know your opinion on what you think happened. Was it just a toe suck? Was it more? But also, I've been watching Bravo shows for a long time. So have you. So have a lot of the people that are listening or this deep into this conversation, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And we have heard a lot of things. Last episode, we literally heard Emerald have sex with another human being. But
Yep.
you're telling me that for 37 minutes, Jesse Solomon and Emerald and two women sat in a room and we don't have the audio of that? We don't have the audio of that toe suck? Why are they not showing that? Is it because nothing happened? Or is it because something happened? They would We've never not gotten audio before.
I
In
know.
2024, when they recorded this, there's a microphone in that room.
That's it's the same thing. I have the same, like, annoyance when they're like, "Oh, President Trump was caught on a hot mic. This person was caught on a hot mic." There's a microphone on. There's press in the room. Justin Trudeau was caught on a hot mic. They knew you were they just decided to drop it that way. They lowered their voice to make it seem like it was not supposed to be something heard, so that whoever posts it first is like has breaking news. Aaron Parnas, breaking news. Like, there's no such thing as a hot mic if you know that you are being in some capacity recorded.
Yeah.
So I think, first of all, how do we know when does it say like 37 minutes later and he like sneaks out?
Mm-hmm.
So did they turn off their mic packs? Like, did they just,
I think they
and
have
that was
microphones in the room.
a mounted camera that they have running all the time, so production was already gone. Like, I don't know. I
We
do
know
think,
they do have mounted cameras
yeah.
that they cover with t-shirts.
So they just like
Did
thought,
Emerald keep his mic pack on when he had sex? I surely not. That would be
no.
insane. So
You
like
could
there
also hear
has
it
to
from
be a
Paige's room, so gross.
yeah.
In I can't believe I'm saying this. In Emerald's defense, that was Gabby's room. She wasn't there that weekend. He didn't know Paige was going to be using it. Although you could hear him in other spaces too. But like, chill. Um, I think there can't. I would think that if more happened, they would have absolutely showed it.
And yeah.
But
The
37
only
minutes, what are you doing in there?
the only reason that I can think that they haven't showed it
Is that they will at the end.
is that there's a reason. Because otherwise it's a miss on the Bravo's part. Or nothing happened at all and they were just shooting this shit about, I don't know, fucking sports. Like it either had to be the most boring shit ever or a reason that they haven't talked about it or showed it.
That we're gonna see and never before seen at the reunion.
Or like, yeah, like Jesse lied. And like it wasn't just a toe suck, like he really kissed a girl. And now like
Oh,
we
he really
hear
kissed a girl. If she's
I don't know.
putting his toes in her mouth, first of all, you're not kissing me after that. Gross. Second of all, and he's just gonna watch two people have sex in front of him and be like, "Nice form. I like that. I'll give it."
I don't know.
What do you
What do you
think?
do
You're
for
gonna
37
send?
minutes? What do you do for 37 minutes?
Well, I don't. I don't
That
engage
Bravo
in
thinks
those
that we shouldn't
activities.
have because if I also feel like Bravo if they also will edit things to look worse, right? So if they
Yeah.
had something that they could even tease that was
Yeah.
something, wouldn't they use that?
You'd think.
I'm
But
just
also,
curious. I just
like,
wanted to know your thoughts because I thought it was interesting
it
that
is
that's a
interesting.
lot
Here's
of
the thing.
content that was cut out.
Everybody's reacting without having seen the way it was cut together. So I feel like Jesse would be acting way more guilty if there was more to the story
Mm,
that could have even gotten out there.
yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe that was just like a funny ha ha, like you should suck his toe, and she did, and he's like, ah, I don't
Yeah.
know.
We certainly will see.
Wait, we will, or
Or
we'll
we
always
won't.
wonder.
Yeah. Or it'll just completely go away. But I just wondered, like, Bravo's never been one to just like cut, not include something if they
No,
had
that's true.
something.
They're messy. They're
Yeah.
messy. It's not VH1, but like, come on.
Oh, is VH1 even still around? I can only
Yeah.
imagine what those shows would look like.
Oh no. Immediately canceled. Immediately.
Okay, you reminded me of something that I want to talk about, and it's so triggering for me.
Okay.
I am upset about it. I can't believe I want to even discuss it. You guys, why the fuck was Katy Perry in space this week?
Why did we bring her back from space?
You and Wendy's are wondering the same thing. No one hates Katy Perry more than me, except for Wendy's. However, what happened? Why? What was the purpose of this?
Honestly, I keep hearing just all the most ridiculous parodies, and then I like look on the television to realize that it's actually just different clips of her being like, "What an incredible, like, oh my god, I kissed the ground." And I'm just like, this is I didn't need another reason to be like, she kind of sucks. But I also saw actual scientists, women in STEM, astronauts, that said, it wasn't just this that happened. There were lots of experiments that happened in those, 11 minutes, which apparently toe sucking lasts longer. than that flight to space.
You know what lasts longer than Katy Perry going to space?
What?
Jesse Solomon's involvement in a foursome.
Oh,
Golly. The world we live in.
yikes. Yeah, I would love to know like what actually like what experiments were like transpired, what the qualifications were to be included. Um, there's all the conspiracies now saying they didn't actually leave the atmosphere.
Who was doing the experiment? Like we saw them. They were if they were only up there for 11 minutes. I've seen clips of them doing flips and other things. Like when did they do these experiments or who else was up there with them
Maybe.
to do it? I think Jeff Bezos went up there with them because he was in a suit when they I saw him walking with them.
That's wild. No, it was an all-female flight, but maybe they wanted to see the effects of facial fillers outside of normal gravity
Maybe.
or the plasticity of skin
I'm sure they wanted to see that to
and
know if they could
implants.
also survive themselves when they yeet themselves off this planet after they are done
I'm right
ruining it.
there. I'm about to yeet. I think it's super tone deaf, really, really sad. But the doubling down of being like, this is about feminism. No, no, it's not. There's enough happening right here on Earth, you extraterrestrial, that you could be doing to further the
Yeah.
feminist movement. And you're not. And you
There also
suck.
could have been like women that were in STEM that had gone on this all female flight. It didn't have to be Gail King and Jeff Bezos's fiance. Like,
What even is her
why
name?
them?
What is her name? What's her background? What is her deal? What is her qualification? What did they have to do to prepare for this?
Right. Nothing. Just money. Have money.
Yeah, it just feels really gross. And there's like, I don't even want to. I had a nightmare last night.
About Katy Perry in space?
No,
About her
no,
hamburger costume at the Met Gala?
no,
Ugh.
about Gilmar Obrego Garcia,
Oh
because I'm like,
no.
so, I know. It just, I feel like this is a bizarre time, and we can, like, I've been to museums in DC. I've been to the Holocaust Museum. I'm not comparing the two, but I'm just saying, like, I've seen World War II era propaganda that's been printed and things like that. And I just think it's so strange to look at two very different interpretations of a set of facts and someone be like, meh, well, he's there, so what are we going to do? And I'm like, we
What?
brought Katy Perry back from space, but we can't get him back from an El Salvador prison.
Yeah. Like, this is human trafficking. They trafficked that man. This, like, I cannot wrap my head around their refusal to get him the refusal to abide by the Supreme Court's orders.
Yeah.
You guys, this is now I'm gonna get depressed again.
I know, I'm
Not
sorry.
great.
I just, yeah, and I guess because for me, like, why did I have a nightmare about this thing? It really upsets me. And to see that, like, everything is twisted regardless of his nationality. There was asylum, there were several court cases to talk about, like, what it was that he was running from in fear with his family's business being extorted by these gang members, and that's being weaponized against him, saying, well, he's from a rival gang, that's why. But it's not, which has also been proven. And then they say, oh, there's intelligence saying he's been involved in human trafficking and he's a bad person. But then we have labor unions who are saying he's one of us and he's been working
Yeah.
and paying taxes and he has children and a wife back here. And it's just so, it's terrifying to me. And then people are over here and they're like, look, there's no borders when you look at the earth from here. It's like we're all one and you don't know love until you've launched. Like that actually,
They said
those
that.
That's what Katy Perry's,
Oh my
those
God.
synapses fired in her brain and she let it leave her mouth. And she's like, you don't really know like the capacity you have for love until you launch.
Shut the fuck up, Katy Perry. That is what I can't, that's why I cannot deal. I
What?
cannot deal. She's always so fucking detached from what's going on.
It's so insufferable to me. It's insufferable. And it's just gross. It's just gross. And like, I wish that this kind of stuff didn't keep me up at night. I wish I could be like, ignorance truly is bliss. And I know people are going to have different opinions on somebody's like, what is the pathway to becoming a citizen or staying or being here on a path to citizenship. But at the end of the day, if somebody was sent somewhere that they are almost certainly going to be killed, and you willfully choose to leave them there after being told that that was the improper deportation site, even if he should have been deported to Mexico, to anywhere else, like playing devil's advocate, he had to leave the country right then. You sent him into a death trap, whether it's the gang members that actually were deported that are there, people that have already been detained, or the system itself that you put him in. It and the amount of people that are like, he shouldn't have been here then.
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane.
It's
The
just
lack of
humanity.
yeah, humility is wild. The lack of like basic, common human
Yeah.
rights
Yeah.
is wild. What is going on?
And people don't deserve that as soon as they leave like United airspace. Like what? It's insane. So to then have this like what I feel is just such a media circus, the privatization of like space travel alone is like, interesting move. It's so gross. It's so gross. And like I don't have anything against Gail King fundamentally, but why did nobody stop and say like, is this the right time, guys?
Right.
Let's just get a pulse check on what's
Right.
happening.
And I think there's so many and like if they did this and I don't know, let me know. But I feel like there's so many ways that like they still could have like made it better. All of those women are rich. They could have been like, great, we went to space. It was fantastic. I want more women to go to space. We're going to contribute to women in STEM, children in STEM. They could have done that. They could have
Set
given
up
a
a
10.
scholarship
Right,
foundation.
right. Nothing. Not, she's kissing the ground. They're doing interviews. They're talking about it's great. Kumbaya. Fuck off.
I can't wait to see all the like. This is when I start thinking about pop culture Halloween costumes for the year.
Oh yeah. Don't
And
give anybody ideas, but I'm
I'm
gonna write that down. Katy Perry in
yeah,
space.
I'm gonna like hairspray my hair upside down so I look like I'm zero gravity. I'm just like hold a flower with like dead pupils, nothing behind the eyes.
I can't. I can't. I
Yeah.
do have a Halloween list. And I am adding it to it.
I still think we should have Halloween in July.
Oh
Just for
yeah, we
funsies.
have
We'll
to.
start our spooky stories.
As if it can't get any spookier.
I know.
Watching the
Right?
news.
It's my favorite horror story.
Speaking of horror stories, are you watching Black Mirror?
No, I think it's on one of those streaming channels that I just don't have.
It's on Netflix.
What? Okay, now. What was the season 2, 3?
I think it's season 7.
Okay.
But some of the earlier seasons back when it was like BBC, I don't know if it was BBC, but it was definitely British, I think are only 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah.
And one season is just one like movie, one
you know they
immersive
call that
movie.
a series there, and it's really confusing. So like, is this series 1 or series 2?
Yeah.
I'm like,
But we're on 6 or
serious.
7, and let me tell you,
Is it good?
the first. So, in my opinion, Black Mirror when it moved from
British. Media.
whatever
Yeah.
I want to say BBC, but I feel like did the BBC do this? I don't know. When it moved from British to America, being British to being American, produced by Americans. And owned by Netflix now, or managed, whatever Netflix does, it kind of fell off. Like they brought in celebrities. I don't necessarily not believe, but like I don't necessarily love when they bring in celebrities. I wish it were just like regular people because it helps you relate to a regular person. And then it just really reminded you of like, oh shit,
This could be real.
we're headed to this. And they kind of fell off that for the last couple series, especially when like that one movie Bandersnatch was like, this is kind of weird. I think they got back to it. I'm not all the way through. I've only watched 3 episodes. I feel like they got back to it. That first episode was wild. I'm happy to tell you if you want a little bit of spoilers.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Well, it stars Rashida Jones
Oh,
and a
okay.
comedian whose name I probably should know. He was in Bridesmaids. He played that cop that Kristen Wiig's character liked or like dated.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know his name. They are married, and she has a brain tumor. And Tracy Ellis Ross plays a character who essentially sells them this new technology. It's still in beta, where they will copy that part of her brain, and they can connect. They could create a clone of it somehow. They connect it to their cloud. They pay a subscription, and they're able to import that into her brain, and she can live a normal life again. And it's great. It's new technology. It's still very early days, but Tracy Ellis Ross says she has it herself, and like, look at me, like I am literally alive. My brain tumor was terminal before, and so they opt into this, and it is a miracle. It saves her life. And then some weird things start happening. She goes back to her teaching job, and she starts to say weird things that she's never said before. Or like her husband would be making her breakfast, and she said, like, have you tried blah 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 coffee? They have this really great new formula that's like really rich and steamy. And he like turns around and he's like, what? I've never tried that before. And she's like, what? Like, she has no idea what's going on. Turns out they're ads, and they are running ads through her without her knowing. And to get that to stop, because she's now
You
doing
have to
it.
upgrade, like the
You
next
have to upgrade.
subscription level.
Yeah.
This is not funny,
It's
but
insane.
Actually, it's really fucking funny.
It's
like
insane.
The reason anyone's like, oh, these ads are so annoying, fine, I'll just buy the pro version.
So they keep having to upgrade to do more and more things. So like, actually they have to upgrade to stop her from saying ads in the middle of the day to like her kindergarten students, because she's a teacher. Then they're driving to go out of town, and she just like passes out, and like her husband freaks out. We got to get back to the hospital. Something has happened, and pulls a U-turn, and then she's back up again. And turns out he drove outside of the service area. Like, they lost service.
She's
and
roaming.
Stop. It's not funny. It's the fact that you're laughing at this and it's terrifying lets me know that you are a psychopath.
Maybe you're just describing it in terms of like, I'm literally envisioning like, I don't know, an app that's just like glitchy, and you're like, dang it,
No.
I have to upgrade again. The first thing I thought of when you were like, yeah, it's like in the cloud, you subscribe, and I'm like, how much is the subscription? Like your firstborn?
$300 a month. And then I think they end at like, it's like more than 1,000 or around there. Anyways, you're a monster and you should watch it because it's not funny.
Oh my gosh. Oh, roaming charges. Yeah, that's terrible.
And like, how many years are we away from that?
Well, probably not too many at all. But if they do find a way to cure anything, they will absolutely monetize it in a subscription structure. Have you seen a shift in your algorithm on TikTok?
I've been seeing lags in my algorithm. Like, TikTok is much glitchier since it went down and came back up that one time.
Yeah.
Have you?
I have seen some glitches. I've seen repeats where I'm like, whoa, I've done this exact scroll before. Yeah, I know exactly the worries that they had initially in saying, like, listen, if this is ByteDance owned by the Chinese Communist Party, they can control our algorithm, they can take our everything. But the moment I knew that was true is when I got on Chinese manufacturing TikTok. I didn't look it up. I didn't search anything. I didn't try to. I didn't want to, but I'm there and I love it.
Yeah.
And they are single-handedly trying to take down the luxury
They're going to
goods
do it. China
industry.
is not afraid of us, and I think
They're
that is,
laughing.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
humorous.
yeah. Have you seen
So
the AI videos of like America doing their own work? Oh my gosh, are they making fun of us?
they
It
really
is
are.
embarrassing. I'm embarrassed. What are we doing?
I've been embarrassed. They're just like putting imagery to it. It's funny. It is really interesting because, we have people in our administration calling them peasants and like we're paying them but we like have debt. It's just like wild. But then we have these like well-spoken people and like spokespeople coming on there and being like, hey, you don't have to go through the middleman. Let me just tell you how this works.
Yep.
We have manufacturers here. If you're looking, this is where these items come from. This is where these brands get their things manufactured. This is the exact plant right behind me. Let me take you through.
Yep.
Hey, are you looking to furnish your home? Here's what we like. They laid it out there. They humanized the process. They broke it down and they're like, so what's been happening? Also, we are absolutely not the ones paying this. You, the consumers, the importers are, et cetera, et cetera. I'm enjoying it.
I'm
And I'm
enjoying it as
enjoying the
well.
sass. I'm enjoying also, I don't know if you've seen any videos of the Taiwanese military draft. Have you seen these? Yeah.
Mm.
So apparently, when you, between a certain ages, you have to voluntarily, you show up and you draw a card. It's either red or
Yes, I
black.
did see one of those videos.
Yes, and it was like some of the funniest. I haven't seen anybody actually get drafted, which is I think would be really sad.
Oh.
But they like draw the card and they hand it to one person, and then they move and they stand between one or two other people where they have to like hold them because apparently so many people faint. And yeah, it's wild. But
Is serving in the military that bad over there?
so I don't know. I don't know.
Yikes.
But I think they are like in constant threat of like imminent war
Oh.
from yeah. So we'll see. But I was like I don't know how this happened. Like where did I click to make this like, you know what she's going to like?
But guess
Some
what?
very flamboyant Taiwanese boy.
And you like
Shut
it.
the I do like it. What is that called when you like throw yourself on the ground and like one foot's in the air? I
Oh,
don't
you know what?
personally. What's
I
that
don't know. Oh,
called?
it's not a death drop, but like maybe death
I think
drop
it is like the death.
adjacent.
Yes, yes, yes.
Because
Yeah.
like I don't think that you jump in a death drop. You just drop. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe someone will let us know.
He did one of those and it was like fabulous and amazing. But I think the guy from the military, like holding him, wasn't sure if he was fainting at first. He's like, oh, we're good. We're good. Okay. That's all right.
This is just choreography. Well,
Yep.
we're good. We're good.
So like, this is all part of the show. We're good. On to the next act. Yeah. So check your algorithms, people. Brick by brick. I thought I built that shit, but it's very hackable.
Yeah.
It's all right.
But in a good way, in a way that we like so far.
In a way that I'm hopeful can keep us connected to other parts of the world and keep our views from being too limited. But
Oh no. No.
see.
They're not going to extend the TikTok ban again. They're going to ban that shit for sure. Now that we
Yeah.
know where to spend our money, we got to find a new connection.
Have you tried to go to any of the websites that they recommend on there?
Not yet.
I would say 50% of them were already blocked. Yeah.
Wow.
I got a 404 error for a couple of them, and then the other two just said not available in your country. Usually anything.cn.
We're cooked, chat. We're cooked. Everyone get their passports. We can go to China ourselves.
I was like, everyone get your bunkers ready. Like, get your oh, but we can't get steel. Fuck.
What?
It's really expensive.
Why do we need steel?
For underground bunkers to like
To build a bunker.
bug out. Mm-hmm.
I think if we don't have a bunker, it's too late, which I unfortunately don't have one.
Yeah. Oh, shh, don't tell people that. Oh, yeah, no, we don't have one either. We don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
On to our next act. It's time for closet questions. We're going to come up with a name for this eventually. We're going to figure it out. I'm going to keep trying until something sticks. Today we'll call it closet questions.
I like it.
Okay. Am I the asshole for demanding to go through my brother in law and his girlfriend's bags if they are staying with us? Background. I have a pretty severe dairy allergy. I break out in hives, struggle to breathe, and have to carry 2 EpiPens with me everywhere. If I get any dairy in my system, I'll end up in the ER. My in laws know this and have been extremely accommodating since my fiance and I started dating 5 years ago. When we moved in together 2 years ago, we set strict rules for our home because of my allergy. The big one is that no one is allowed to bring anything that contains dairy into our house ever, no matter what. On to the current story. My brother in law started dating his girlfriend a year and a half ago. They came to visit us together for the first time a year ago. My fiance for the first time a year ago. My fiance made sure my brother in law explained my allergy to his girlfriend and our no dairy rule. 2 days into their stay, she bought dairy products and cooked lunch for herself when we weren't home. I ended up in the ER because of cross contamination. She apologized and explained she hadn't understood how serious my allergy was. We managed to put the situation behind us since both my fiance and I currently have and want to keep a good relationship with my brother in law. The two of them came home for a second visit 9 months ago. We had a video call with brother in law and his girlfriend before the trip to make sure she understood the severity of my allergy and how serious we are about the no dairy rule. During their second trip, I was taking out the trash and found candy bar wrappers in an empty milkshake container in the guest room trash, the room where she was staying in. Even after she saw how serious my allergy is and how I ended up in the ER, she still brought dairy into our house. I confronted her when they got back. She and my brother in law had a huge fight. My brother in law went through her stuff and threw out everything she had with dairy. We kicked out his girlfriend. The brother in law stayed for the rest of the planned trip. Brother in law and his girlfriend worked out the relationship after the trip and are still together. Since their second trip, brother in law has come home alone since I don't trust his girlfriend in our house. Well, brother in law is planning a trip to visit us. His girlfriend wants to come too. At first, we just said no, we don't trust her. But since we know this is important to brother in law, we came up with what we believe is a good compromise. She can come and stay in our place, but we will look through her bags every time she comes back to our place. And if she doesn't accept that, she has to stay at a hotel or stay home. Now, I'm being called the asshole for treating her like a criminal, and that checking her bags is an invasion of privacy. So, am I the asshole for demanding to go through her bag if she's staying in my house?
That is complicated. Wow. 2 times? Two
Yeah,
times you did that?
I feel not to like be dismissive of what you just said. I don't mean it to be. I feel like it's not very complicated at all. You just simply were not coming into my house. Like, I wouldn't even get to that point of wanting to check your bags. You can stay at a hotel. The whole time I was reading it, I was like,
Just stay
is there
somewhere
not a hotel
else.
around? She can just stay at a hotel.
I guess I'm confused why she's still like who's calling her the asshole? The girlfriend?
I think so. Oh, I guess. I don't know.
Because
It
the
doesn't say who
brother-in-law
specifically.
seems like he's supportive and understands the severity and like
Yeah.
wants to be accommodating. So if she's calling you the asshole, she can stay literally anywhere else. Also,
Yeah.
if you just are that stupid or you don't understand, like I would almost welcome it to be like, yeah, can you guys just double check
Double
that like the
check.
stuff
Yeah.
I'm bringing does I
Yeah.
don't think it has dairy, but like there's weird sometimes there's cheat, I don't know.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
also
like,
would offer, sorry.
yeah, I just think it's so shitty to be like you've already put this person in danger. I if I was the girlfriend, I'd be like, I'm good. I'll see you at a different trip.
I
Like,
will stay at a hotel for sure because I can't trust myself either. And I might want a milkshake every once in a while, so I'm going to go to this
yeah,
hotel. Like, why
that's
are either one of
weird.
them agreeing to stay in the house together?
I just think I'd say no. If I have to check someone's bags and treat them like a criminal, I
You
probably
just
don't
can't
want
stay
them
in
in
my
my
house. Yeah.
house.
No.
Um, but who's calling? I want to know like who's giving her pushback because it sounds like everyone was supportive of her, but the girlfriend.
Yeah, let me look if to see if OP has any comments. There is a question that has the same question as you, a comment
Okay.
that's the same question as you. Is she the one calling you the asshole or his brother in law? Explain to anyone who wants to visit you in your home that there are two choices: stay overnight at your house but follow the food rules,
Mm-hmm.
or visit you while staying in a hotel nearby and meeting in public places. OP said she is the one that called us the asshole. We are okay with brother in law staying since he respects our rule. Their finances aren't great, so they can't afford a hotel. And then someone else said their finances aren't your problem. They cost you a lot more money in ER/medical bills. Did they pay for them? I highly doubt it. She fucked around twice with your life, and now she's finding out.
Fair. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's brother-in-law at all. Why would you fight that? Why would you be like, "Oh, that's so mean."
Yeah,
Do you want to
no,
sneak in dairy? It
right.
seems weird. It seems weird that you would be mad about her wanting to double check.
Yes. And like it would be like I also like have the empathy of if you don't have a dairy allergy top of mind 100% of the time, you probably don't know
I
that things
know.
that necessarily have dairy like
Yeah.
you might not think that things have dairy that have
That
dairy
do.
do.
Yep.
So like I get that. But then like I just feel like if you care about this person at all, you would be like, yeah, double check, or like you would want to do what you needed to do to keep
Mhm.
them safe, whether that be double check that the things you're bringing into the house, don't bring any food into the house at all. Like
Yeah.
it's hard, it's kind of okay to not easy to not bring dairy in the house if you don't bring food in the house,
Just don't bring
which
food. Yeah.
don't bring
How
food
are
in the
you?
house or just stay at a hotel. It's I don't know if the allergy is as serious as I say. You've seen this person go to the ER because of
Mhm.
something that you've done in the
Yep.
past. Why would you get mad? I can't imagine
Like,
someone getting mad at
even if
that.
you don't care that much about that person, you're visiting with your boyfriend who
Yeah.
you presumably want a future with. That could be your sister in law one day.
Yeah.
Your boyfriend cares enough that he kicked you out at one point, but you worked through it. How would this not be a part of the solution that you worked through? Like, this is a hard stop for me. You
Yeah.
have to be respectful to people. And she's still like, oh, how dare you? That's weird.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Hard pass. Okay. Another comment says, so brother in law agrees with you and is telling her to shut up and get her bag searched or stay home? Or is he staying quiet and letting you deal with her?
Mm.
And OP says he's agreeing with us. He told my fiance, they talked, and he told her that this is the best option she will get, that I'm a part of the family and she should be grateful she's getting another chance.
That's true. I mean, she's lucky if she's getting
Yeah.
invited to the wedding at this point.
Yeah. And if she brings, what would you, do you think there's going to be an update where my brother-in-law's girlfriend brought dairy to my wedding? Oh my gosh, I would kick someone out. Get out of here.
Uh,
Oh, so brother-in-law? Okay. There's one more comment. Why do you why do you give a shit about their finances when she doesn't give a shit about your very life? I don't understand why the brother-in-law you obviously consider a friend cares about a person who disregards an important rule like that. Maybe sometime soon you and brother-in-law can discuss that. How is he your brother-in-law? It seems like the two of you must be connected by a third person who loves you both and should be a mediator here.
mm.
And OP said, he is my fiance's twin brother. They've been best
Oh.
friends their entire life, and we have become close friends through my relationship with my fiance.
So that person thinks that the fiance should really be advocating for her more heavily and not just the brother.
I think maybe that person's saying that everyone should like be trying to convince this girl. I don't know.
Or they could break up again and just not get back together. He could just
Yeah.
tell her to Yeah,
It
that's
just
hard.
feels, I don't know. I don't want to hear her side of the story because, like, I feel like she's in the wrong, but it would be interesting to hear what her side of the story is. Because, like, what is your excuse here? Like, oh, no, I need to have my nacho cheese or Doritos in the house with me at all
Yeah,
times. Like, I don't understand
I know.
the concept of anger here.
Yeah. And if you were like embarrassed that you'd have to have your bags searched, like just say that. Be like, that's embarrassing to me and like an invasion of privacy. But like also you earned, I don't know. It's weird. It's super weird.
Just
I
don't
feel
bring
like
food into the
this
house.
is a theme over the last like couple episodes where I'm like, yeah, I dated a twin. They were not identical, but I dated a twin once. They weren't super close, but like the pressure to be friends with the twins' girlfriend was also pretty real. I'll be
Yeah.
honest. Yeah, it is
Yeah.
kind of, it's an interesting.
Yikes.
Mm.
Not interested. No
Mm-hmm.
offense to twins, but it just seems weird. They, like, have to, you know?
For so many reasons. So, there was, I talked about Love on the Spectrum last week, and there was a quote from Abby when she was wine tasting, and they were out for their anniversary. And I'm going to sort of reenact this. She's in front of, not like the sommelier or anything, but the person who's doing the wine tasting. And they're like, okay, this is an oaky Chardonnay. And she's like, go, you don't like it? And she goes, that's interesting, but I'm not interested. It's like, I love that because she was so visibly just like, no. And they're like, is that, you don't like it? And she goes, it's interesting, but I'm not
But no,
interested.
thank
And
you.
it's like, you know
That is
what?
not for me.
That's not for me. And that's kind of how I feel about a lot of these scenarios. And I'm like, that's interesting, but I'm not interested. I think
Yeah.
that
Ugh,
if that
gross.
girl is just so hell bent on being private, even though she's proved to not be considerate twice, like, I'm not interested in visiting with you then.
Yeah, you're
Goodbye.
not coming back in my house, honestly. Like, on it, like, just stay in the hotel. And if you, there was also a comment, I'm not going to go back and find it, but there was a comment from OP saying, like, we live across the country from each other.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it, like, you want to visit, but, and I get traveling is expensive and flights are expensive,
Yeah.
but you got to start building the hotel cost into that budget, babe,
Mm-hmm.
because you're not coming to my house. Maybe we can meet in the middle. Um, and have a vacation together or something. But
Yeah,
you're not coming to my
exactly.
house.
Yep.
Not if you don't care about my nut allergy. The emergency room. Do you know how much that shit costs?
I'm still paying for an emergency vet bill from 3 months ago, so
Oh,
I
yeah,
feel
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep, it happens, but wow. People never cease to amaze me.
Ever.
God, I have so many more things I want to chat with you about, so we'll save it for next week.
We'll save it for next week. We can't wait to see you all.
Until
And
then, you know where to
if
find
you,
us.
yeah, if you want to catch up with us
Yeah,
until then, you can find us at note.bs.pod on TikTok for how much longer that lasts, and Instagram,
of course.
and maybe something else if we have to move to Spill or Blue Sky or the
Yeah,
other Blue Sky or
the other
something
one,
else. You can also,
Skylight,
yeah, yeah, oh, Skylight. You can also find us on
YouTube.
YouTube and YouTube Shorts and anywhere you
Yes.
find and listen to your podcasts.
Yeah. Make sure you like and follow, subscribe, and give us a little review. Let us know. We also have a form in our bio, so you can submit any questions you would like, and we will chat through on our next episode. See you then.
Bye.
Bye.